Hyderabad, Jamnagar Amplified. Graduation brought a mix of relief and anticipation. Jogendra had earned his degree, but the real test lay ahead. When a job offer arrived from a software company in Hyderabad, he felt both a thrill of opportunity and the pang of leaving home. Farewells were bittersweet, the train's rhythmic clackety-clack a soundtrack to his changing life. Jamnagar, with its bustling markets and labyrinthine lanes, had been a shock. But Hyderabad was an entirely different beast. The sensory overload was immediate and unrelenting. Car horns blared in a symphony of chaos. Street vendors hawked their wares in a dozen different languages, and the scent of spices, cumin, coriander, chili, hung so thick in the air it was almost a physical force. Just crossing the street felt like a near-death experience. His first few weeks were a blur. The towering office buildings, the constant hum of air conditioners, the endless meetings filled with jargon he barely understood. It was all so alien. He longed for the simple rhythms of Jogendra, the rustle of the wind through the cotton fields, the comforting creak of the old wooden door to his family home, the melodic call of the muezzin at prayer time. Evenings, when the city finally exhaled a little, Jogendra would retreat to his tiny apartment. The walls seemed to close in, suffocating him with a loneliness he'd never known. His room was a stark contrast to the vibrant chaos of the city, its sterile white walls a canvas for his anxieties. But he was not one to surrender to despair. In Jogendra, resilience was woven into the very fabric of life, a lesson etched into his soul by countless droughts, pests, and market fluctuations. He knew that adaptability was the key to survival, whether it was a farmer battling the elements or a software engineer navigating a foreign city. He began to carve out small rituals that brought him comfort. A daily jog in the park, the rhythmic thud of his sneakers against pavement, a welcome counterpoint to the cacophony of traffic. A weekly visit to a tiny Gujarati restaurant tucked away in a back alley, where the familiar aroma of dal and the plas transported him back home. And every Sunday, a long video call with his family, a flickering screen becoming a portal to a world that felt both distant and achingly close. Seeing his parents' faces, the love and pride etched in their weathered features, always brought a bittersweet mix of emotions. His father, stoic as ever, would give a curt nod of approval as Jogendra recounted his latest achievements. His mother's smile, though beamed through a screen, still held the warmth that had always nourished him. And Priya, his sister, would regale him with tales of village life, their banter a lifeline of laughter and shared memories. As he climbed the corporate ladder, the distance between his two worlds grew wider. The promotions, the accolades, the financial security were all affirmations of his hard work. But each victory felt hollow, tainted by the nagging guilt of leaving his family behind. He wondered if he was becoming a stranger to them, his urban polish masking the boy who had once walked barefoot through the fields. A visit home during Diwali shattered this illusion. Stepping off the train, the familiar smell of dust and the sight of his parents waiting on the platform brought a rush of relief. But as he embraced them, he noticed the subtle changes, the deeper lines on his father's face, the silver streaks in his mother's hair. The village itself seemed both the same and utterly different. The fields were as familiar as ever, but there was a new tension in the air, a restlessness among the young people who yearned for opportunities beyond the confines of Jogendra. It was then that the path forward became clear. Success wasn't just about personal gain, it was about using his newfound knowledge and resources to uplift his community. The next day, he gathered a group of wide-eyed schoolchildren in the village library. They listened with rapt attention as he demystified computers, explained coding, and opened up a world of possibilities beyond their wildest dreams. The seed was planted. Over the next few months, he continued to sow those seeds. He spent his weekends designing a website for the local artisans, giving them a platform to showcase their crafts to a global audience. He established a scholarship fund for promising students, ensuring that financial constraints wouldn't hold back the next generation. He even used his tech expertise to help the village council create a digital database of agricultural resources, providing farmers with valuable information to improve their yields. It was a slow, often frustrating process, but the results were undeniable. The eyes of the village children lit up as they navigated the internet for the first time. The artisans proudly displayed their wares online, their confidence bolstered by increased sales. And as Jogendra watched his father, a man of the soil, tentatively navigate the new digital database, he knew he had made a difference. He had found a way to bridge the gap between his two worlds, to honor his roots while embracing the future. Next week, a state split in two.